We first began developing Homes Pass Plus from a customer request. So they were having issues in their old Homes Pass network where they were getting a lot of damage to the infrastructures with water or dirt ingress or damaged microducts and potentially just poor installation overall. So that was causing delays in their connection phase of the build and a lot of extra cost added on of remedial work that they weren't expecting when they done the Homes Pass. We came up with a solution to install the fibre infrastructure such as the microduct and tube bundle and the fibre cable to the customer boundary on day one. That way, that if there is any issues with the infrastructure, that can be fixed by the civils crew because they're already in that area. So before the trench gets reinstalled, everything's installed to the customer boundary and there's no damage there. So you can also do the test of the cable. So that means that you've got your access fibre at the customer boundary ready for activation time when the customer wants connected. So installing this way means when it comes to customer activation point, you only need to install from point B to point C instead of point A to point C. So that means that your activation rate is going to be much higher and there's going to be a lot less remediation costs, if any. Depending on your network architecture, we would use Revelink 3 or FibreFast Extreme as our fibre cables. So that gets installed on day one to the customer boundary and then gets installed into our fibre storage device, which is the FibreMag. And it can be either directly buried or stored in our storage box called the Toby box. Now, this allows you to store up to 40 metres of our cable, and it also allows you to dispense it without needing to dig that up again. So what you do is once the cable's installed into the FibreMag, you'd leave a stub of tube with an marker on the end of it, which is just a frequency locator. That would get drilled underneath the customer premises, maybe about a metre or so, and then that's it. You can forget about it, that can stay there for years if need be. So then when it comes to customer connection phase, you go onto the customer side, not the public side. You then locate the end marker, dig down, and then you've got your stub of tube there. Then from there, you can pull out the excess fibre that you need to get to the customer property instead of having to do civils work again on the public side. So that is reducing the cost again by not having that civils activity for a second time. So then from there, all you do is just push the fibre to the property, connect up. With this method, customer activation will be much higher at a much smaller cost. This graph outlines the basic principles of Homes Pass Plus. There is a higher investment in the beginning, but since there should be no remedial work after the installation, it works out cheaper over time. The crossover point on the graph can be calculated by network failure rate and customer activation rate. If you would like an overview of the solution in your network, reach out to us today and we can use our cost model to get an accurate representation of the cost implications and the money you can save.